salve. This prisoner of the horned Helm is Teven. We'll call him Teven. So, anyways, this is Teven, early PTSD encounters, years, episodes, well, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. So, basically, Teven's about 2 years old, goes to like a park with his mom. He's on the seesaw. The seesaw goes up, but when as you know, what goes up must come down. So when it comes down, it smashes down, and there's like wasps in there. So the wasps like swarm all over him. They're all over Teven's hands, and they're stinging him. And Teven's stuck on top because his mother jumped off. So he could remember like the bees stinging him and stinging him and stinging him and stinging him, being all over his hands and stuff. And she took him, she ran away, she got some help. Maybe the guy was a poll worker, a fireman, a cop. Gave him like some sort of needle because he was stung like so many times. So whenever Teven would hear like a seesaw, like that creak and stuff, he would never, it'd be scary. And he doesn't like anything that stings, doesn't like going outside, especially when there's bugs out there. If anything buzzes, it stings. So. So that was always, it was like things started out where you knew it was going to be a rocky road. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't going to be easy. It was like, alright, you're already like 2, 3, 4, whatever. You already have like a pretty traumatic experience, you know what I mean? So it's like, I would never be one of those people that would have bees cover me type of person, you know what I mean? Anyways, so Teven had a speech problem. Teven talked funny. Teven couldn't say sneakers, he'd say geekers, and all these kids would tease him and stuff, so basically, he'd be on the school bus, everybody would be like, Teven, 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 Teven. Worse stuff than that. It's just like the 80s, maybe it's probably like the late 70s, early 80s, not the date. So, bus driver, no sign of authority ever stood up for him. Anytime Teven would stand up for him, the authority would always punish him, come after him, because the authority is the enemy. Those people are your enemy. They're never going to help you. They'll exploit you. They'll use whatever, but they'll never, ever, 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 ever help you. They will always attack you whenever you defend yourself. So remember, authority is the enemy. They're never going to help you. They're your enemy. They're against you. So, for some reason, Teven's in the recess. He's in the schoolyard. He's out there. These 6th graders threatened Teven with like these long rocks, like these long slate rocks. They were going to hit him with it. So Teven was scared. These other kids were picking on him for really no reason. I mean, he couldn't really talk well. So I think it was because he wore a jacket. Teven had a jacket and it had a hood on it. So I mean, obviously that's enough to go after him. So at some point, 20 kids surround him. The kid's surrounded by 20 kids. All the kids are yelling at him, taunting him, screaming at him. They're all going to beat him up. They're all going to beat him up for whatever reason. No authority, no teachers helping. Right in the recess of 3rd grade. So this kid, John, Teven told him, you don't want to do this, you don't have to do this, and I mean, about as elegant as a 3rd grader could say, making it pretty clean, there's going to be, I'll hit you, you hit the floor, you're not getting up, you're going to get hurt real bad, you don't want to do that. I don't even know who the hell you are. Why are you doing this? I don't know who you are, I've never met you before, you're going to fight me? Are you out of your mind? But John was stupid. John went at Teven. Teven thought John had a weapon. He smashed John once on the side of the head because he was holding a rock because the 6th graders had threatened him. And boom, John dropped like a ton of rocks. The other kids were still screaming and yelling. Teven thought he was going to have to beat 20 asses down. But you know what? Teven never had to, because the circle was broken. The cowards had fallen. They were no longer strong. But of course, Teven got punished by the authority. Maybe if his parents weren't trash, they would have sued the school because obviously there was something wrong there. But John, I think his name was Tegelman, so Teven had great uncles who were from Ionica, that were POWs of the Socialist Germans, the Nazis, one of them being executed. No, they were not Jewish. So I guess he got even, but to be honest, John and him were alright after that. John gave Teven one of the birthday gifts he'd remember for the rest of his life, one of the greatest gifts he ever got on his birthday. Mail Order Monsters was really a great game. They never spoke, they never had a problem after that I could recall. And John always had a bit of a scar, but that might have been from ice hockey. Teven felt bad, he never wanted to talk about it. John's sister was yelling at Teven, all this stuff. They took John away in the ambulance, and it's like, Teven was the one that never knew who the hell he was. He's the one that was the victim. He's the one that you wanted to fight. He's the one that you wanted to step up to. But what? You thought 20 kids could do it? You think your gangs, you think your crowds, you think your collectivism, you think your leftism can take a person down, but when they stand their ground, they take you down. Suddenly you run to the authority that you came to be against? Yeah, that's right. So you people that come in groups and come at people, you're the biggest kind of cowards. If a group comes after you, you drop them hard and fast. You take one person down hard and fast. It doesn't have to be physically, it can be verbally. Years later, Teven had this kid taunting him. They were playing video games, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, so there was a big crowd, nobody was there. And you know what? Teven did the Undertaker. He had his hat down to his nose, and he said, "Why don't you shut up? Why don't you shut up? All you have to say is negative things about people. You're always running your mouth. You're always doing this. Why don't you shut up?" His two friends suddenly fell out on him and said, "You know what? Your hat's good. We like your hat. We have nothing wrong. It was a Spider-Man hat, a white Spider-Man hat. They're making fun of me or whatever. They told me to shut up when I was talking." But let me tell you, when Teven pointed to him, the fucking line opened. The line opened. The line that would never open for anybody opened. And that kid and him never had another problem again. Even when that kid was beat up by the school with a pit bull, he never gave Teven a problem. Teven never gave him a problem. And no one ever had to get hurt. So you can do it in ways where nobody gets hurt, or you can do it where you got to do. But there's always a way out. You always have to try to give a person a way out, a way to avoid things. So, you know, when people are cold and when they're dark, PTSD episodes can obsess you. So you know what? Do what you got to do, but never give up, and you know, take care.